Use Ctrl T and Ctrl T plus Shift to put the hats on the students. Change the background to red. Save as Hats in Red JPG. For more practice, do the same with the bottom layer. Change the background to blue. Save as Hats in Blue JPG. So let's have a look here. First, let's neaten up things here. We'll click this Layers palette, bring it over here so we can see it easily, and I guess we don't need these, so we can close these tabs, close these, and actually let's make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see, and you remember it's Ctrl plus to enlarge, and there we are. So we've got so many layers here. What's going on? Turn off some layers. I see we're going to put the hats on these people, aren't we? And then we're going to change that yellow to red. So let's change that to red right now. Why not? Right now the foreground is green, and there's a nice bright red up there. Let's choose that. Okay. And then edit, fill. That yellow selected right now. Got our foreground color right there. It's red. Click OK. Presto. Now what about the hats? There's his hat. Now, how do we turn and make these hats bigger so they fit on the heads? Well, let's do that right now. And first turn off this layer, and let's do that hat first here. The first thing you're going to do is, you notice there's only one hat on this layer. There's only one thing on that layer. If we press Ctrl T, one finger touches Control, then we tap the T key. Then we can release our hands from the computer, use our mouse, and look, as we get closer, we get this little rotation symbol. So let's see what happens. Click the left mouse button and turn it. About like that. But it's still too small. So let's see what happens. We can click it, and if we move this, look what happens. It can get bigger, it can get smaller. But we want it to stay in the same ratio, the same proportions. We don't want it too flat, we don't want it too tall. So put your finger on the Shift key. There. And that way we can keep it in the same proportion by keeping the finger on the Shift key. That's about right. I'll take my finger off the mouse key and release the Shift key, and we're there. Then I can click this check mark, and that check mark, a little bit like the typing tool, it means we're done. It says Commit Transform. There we go. And now we have the Move tool, and we can move that hat right onto her head. Let's do another one. What about this girl? So her hat is right there. So again, one finger on Control, touch the T key, come in, and you have this option of rotating. So we rotate it till it's about right, and now put one finger on the Shift key, click the mouse, and you'll notice it stays in the same proportions. If I take my finger off the Shift key, that's not good at all, is it? I put my finger back on the Shift key, and it takes those same portions, the same ratio. Then I'll take my finger off the mouse, off the Shift, and check. Then I've got my Move key, and I put that hat on her head. Still a little big, isn't it? Let's do Control T, finger on the Shift, and bring it down a little bit. Then I can click it and move it like that, and I am done. One more? Okay, let's do one more. Then, if you remember, the directions say save as hats in red JPG. JPG is Joint Photographers Group, and that's the format that all of the pictures on your cell phone are saved in. So let's save it as that right now, just for fun. File, Save As, and look, all of these selections, but we want JPEG, JPEG, sometimes called JPG or even JPE, right there. And this is students with red. And we can save it into day 2. With JPEG, you have compression ratios. That means how small or how big do you want the file. These days, people have lots of room on their computers, so save it in high or even maximum. Okay, so that saved it as the JPEG, but the Photoshop document is still open and it is not saved. But never mind, when you're done with these people, you're going to put the hats on these guys to make them look like that. Okay, so that's the hat game. Begin!